Hi guys, I hope this is working now. It's Stephanie Burton, the Self-Love Coach Live. This is episode 9 and today we are talking about forgiveness. The reason why I picked this topic today, and by the way, we are in a very glamorous storage facility. I'm helping my friend move today, so you might see him in the background there. You probably can. So forgiveness, yeah, it's a topic that's been bugging me for a while. I have been reading a lot of social media posts that go on about forgiveness a lot, and I talk about forgiveness all the time. It's a really, really big topic because, of course, not only does it drain our energy to oblivion, but also, it's just something that sits underneath the surface of who you are and eats away at your energy, and as such completely and utterly erodes your self-esteem and your self-worth indirectly because it's sapping your energy. And so as I was reading the social media posts, I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier, basically about the misinformation that's out there. And then I had to go, whoa, no, I'm going to walk my walk and talk my talk, and really come home to the fact that really personal development is basically like anything in life. When you start finding out about a topic, you start getting into the basics, and then you learn a bit more, and then you learn a bit more. And as you go on learning, and as you get further into the topic, you slowly become a master in whatever topic it is. And therefore, you will also find on social media and out there varying levels and varying degrees of expertise. And so when I look through my Facebook post, and there was particular 3 of them that just got me completely and utterly pumped up inside. And to me, it just sounded like absolute BS. But then I reminded myself, no, there are people that are at different places of their personal development journey. Just like hundreds of years ago, people thought the earth was flat. That's great. That's how there are a lot of people on personal development doing videos and workshops about when you talk about forgiveness, you just got to let go. Well, let me tell you the 3 things that they said. Number 1, the person said, you just have to go within yourself and let it go. And yeah, of course you do, but how are you meant to be doing that? So that's missing, the how. The second piece of advice was that you need to write a letter to that person and just write out all of your emotions. Also a lovely idea, but then what do you do with the emotions? So there's a whole chunk missing there. And then the third one was also a lovely suggestion. You need to do a ceremony and you need to light a fire and burn something. Great, but that doesn't deal with your emotions at all. There was just reams and reams and reams of misinformation about forgiveness and letting go, and that's great, and that's great because it raises your awareness, but nowhere in there was any type of really practical solution. And so I'm going to give you mine. And for those of you that know me well, my work is based on a variety of great masters and great teachers that I have studied with for 2 decades solidly, but the core of my work is definitely aligned with the work of Dr. John DeMartini and also with the work of Byron Katie. For me, kind of John DeMartini is the masculine element of the work, and Byron Katie is the feminine element of the work. But what most of the very more in-depth systems of personal development tell you about and teach you about when it comes to forgiveness, there's a couple of things that they absolutely agree on. And the way that I remember it is with the hand. So I'm sure you've seen that metaphor of when you're pointing at somebody else, 3 fingers, I need to bend myself, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. And that's the way that I go about looking and teaching forgiveness, really. If you look at the core of forgiveness, really true forgiveness is only reached once you can say thank you to the universe or whoever that higher force is for you for giving me this experience that has contributed to my growth. So here's how I look at it. So, you know, that finger that I just said, when you're pointing the finger at somebody and you say, you did this, you're like this, you didn't do this. Okay, here's the finger pointing at the other person. The two things that are very obvious right now is I always remember, here's the I. I am angry because I am looking at the situation from my point of view. The other person's point of view is completely different. They are doing something or not doing something from their perspective, and I am only seeing it from my perspective. So that's the first thing, the I right here. Next up is the finger that is pointing. When I am pointing the finger at somebody and blaming them for something, the first thing I need to do is come home to the reflection. So the finger pointing is the reflection inwards. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, I never do this, I never do that, I'm not a cheat, I'm not a liar, but we all have the same trait in our own unique form. So you might not lie the way that you lie, that the other person lied, that you're pointing the finger at, but you might be lying about something. Like, for instance, I have makeup on. I am lying about the way that I really look. Every single person, and most people who haven't done personal development, and certainly if you haven't gone into it in depth, will say, well, I'm not like that. And that is most of the time why these events come along, so that you can see the reflection. So what is within me is also within you, because that's what we live in. We live in a world where our reality tells us most of the time that that person's like that, but I'm not like that. And this is where forgiveness really gets on the high horse as well. When you're really in that fake form of forgiveness, you're on your high horse and you're saying, well, you know, I'm so much better than you. I'm so much superior to you. I'm going to forgive you. You down there, you, you commoner, or you whatever, you down there, you did this bad thing, and I, in my highness, am going to forgive you. That is really not real forgiveness at all. So let's recap. The I, this is just my perspective and my meaning. There is another person involved who did it from their values, from their perception and their meaning. And I know I talk about this a lot. Human beings are doing the best they can. Even if the best they can is damaging and hurting you, that is what they've come up with from their perspective, from their past, from their pain, from their trauma. They're delivering you the best that they've got, even if that best in that moment is absolutely awful. Then the finger, the reflection, every single person that is at the top of their game in personal development will talk about finding the reflection. Byron Katie is amazing at this. She says, write out the sentence, what the other person has or hasn't done, and then put the I in front of it. So that person cheated on me. I cheated on me. That person didn't tell me the truth. I didn't tell myself the truth. It's not something I can go into in this short video, but this is what we do on workshops. We look at, for instance, if somebody abandoned you, how did you abandon yourself first? By being with that person that you knew couldn't give you what you needed. Reflection. Okay, the three fingers, I'm going to move this around a bit. The three fingers. So the first one, the way that I remember it is, what is the opposite to what is happening right now? Because in the world of yin and yang, light and dark, up and down, if something is going down, something is going up. If something is light, something is dark. So the opposite of what you're, are perceiving is always happening at the same time. If somebody is being dishonest to you, somebody else is being honest. If somebody is stealing from you, somebody is giving you something. That is the first law, is where is the opposite? Where is the yin to the yang? The second is what is the lesson and the message that this event is trying to give you? And that can be a variety of things. Maybe this is happening to enlighten you to where you need to be stronger within yourself. Maybe this has happened to you because, you know, when I talk about self-love, a lot of the times when you attract people that come into your life, they wake you up to the fact that you're giving up on yourself. That could be another reason. Then the last finger is what is the blessing and the gift? Because this is a huge misconception in personal development as well. Challenges don't come to you to punish you, or because you've been thinking badly, or any of that slightly, dark magic kind of stuff. Challenges come to us to grow us. Everybody knows that, your life starts here and you want to end up here. How on earth do you think that's going to happen? Without constantly being challenged. Challenges are here to stretch you, to grow into the shoes of this person that you were born to be. Most people only grow through challenge, but every challenge will always have the equal and opposite support. You will never be given a challenge or a challenger without absolutely the right tools at the right time. One of the things that I say when I teach with Project Glow is you're the right person at the right place at the right time, with the right body, the right beauty, and the right face, and you're experiencing exactly the right challenges at the right pace with the right support. There's nothing out of place. But this whole idea that you can only forgive someone by, I don't know, letting it go, it's a lovely song, let it go, but the question is how? And the how is until you can truly see that this difficult situation with this action that this person has taken is also to your benefit and advantage. And trust me, I have been a coach for a very long time, and I've done this with people who have gone through horrific events. And there is always like light within the dark. There is always a silver lining, even to the most horrible events that you can possibly imagine. There always is a growth, a transformation. And until you can truly see the transformation in that challenge, unfortunately, absolutely no forgiveness is possible at all. And the way that you can really test yourself that you've gotten to real and true forgiveness, because of course there's a spectrum, as we do the exercise, we get towards the point of true forgiveness, where then really that whole event just loses its charge, loses its energy for you. That point is when you can say, I can see that event had equal light and dark, and I would gladly go through it again because I can see the growth and the message and the lesson and the gift and the benefits that I received from that. That's the real point. But in most of personal development, because a lot of the personal development that you go to and you read is really more entertainment than education. And I am totally grateful for it because it raises awareness. But really the real hard work, that comes later as you get more into it. And the real reason that I picked today this topic on forgiveness is because the danger of only listening to those people that say, in order to forgive someone, you just need to let it go, write a letter or burn something, is that when you do that and it doesn't give you the result, then usually you start blaming yourself. And this is how forgiveness is interlocked with self-worth and self-love, is that when you then can't forgive the person, most people end up then blaming themselves. But it's not because you're crap at forgiveness. It's because nobody has told you the full story and how to really get down to proper forgiveness. And that is understanding that this is your perspective, finding the true reflection, that's really taking ownership, and then understanding that a light always comes with a dark, and up always with a down. There is always a lesson and a message for your benefit, and then figuring out how this difficult event with this difficult person has truly grown and molded you and shaped you, and that this is the essential stepping stone for you to get to the destiny and the greatness and the fulfillment of who you are. And that is all for me today, because true self-love is understanding that forgiveness is only possible when you can say thank you both to that person and to the universe, God, whoever you believe in. Thank you for giving me this experience. I can totally see that there is as much light as there is dark. And I'm grateful for this stepping stone towards my greatness and full potential. That is all from me today. On my personal Facebook page here, I talk about what self-love is. On my business page, Project Glow, I talk about how to get to Self-love. So go check it out, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here with me. Bye.